I'd like to welcome everyone to this week's edition of Software Spotlight, your front row seat to the latest innovations in AI powered software solutions for small business. I'm Michael Burnswide, your host. Each week, we're joined by executives from leading software companies to get an insider's perspective on the emerging technologies, business strategies, and market trends shaping the future. Tune in to stay ahead of the curve on leveraging artificial intelligence to boost productivity and growth in your business. Be sure to visit our website, softwareoasis.com, to access our free weekly AI newsletter and sign up for our upcoming 2024 AI webinar series. This week, I'd like to welcome Manoj Rana, founder of customer experience and user insights platform Quarry, to the show. Quarry launched in 2021 and currently helps over 7,000 brands and provides over 2.7 million customer surveys worldwide, capturing customer feedback and turning data into actionable insights. With robust analytics and seamless integration, Quarry enables businesses to elevate customer satisfaction, improve product adoption, and build loyalty. We'll hear from Manoj on Quarry's rapid growth and how they help companies optimize the customer journey. They're based out of Washington, D.C., here in the U.S. And welcome to the show.
Yeah. Thanks, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, very, very much appreciate your taking the time out to help our listeners understand a little bit more about the solution and get an inside look at what's going on over there at Quarry. I know a lot of our listeners and viewers, for that matter, have been following the solution, and it looks like it's been a pretty quick or quick journey or trajectory upward as of late. And obviously, a lot of hard work has gone into that from you and your team. But I was hoping you could tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to launch Quarry.
Sure. Thanks for the introduction, Michael. So my journey in tech industry started 15 years back. I worked for a lot of startups. Initially, started my career, and in a startup, when you're working in a startup environment, you work. I was as a lead in many projects. I was working majorly with the telecom companies, the clients like Comcast, Vodafone, and so on. I was initially the first few hires. So when you are in a startup, when you are in a first few hire, you get to expose yourself to other part of the business, not only
Sure.
building the product. You are working with the product team, the stakeholders, the customers, really understanding how the product gets delivered. And I was gracious enough to work in that environment initially, very early in my career. And the project that actually gave me an idea for Quarry was my project at Comcast while I was working there. We are building a solutions for Comcast where we are building automations for customer service teams to improve their customer experience for their clients. And then that is when you can see the Quarry. The Quarry is designed around customer satisfaction, delivering the better customer experience. And that's where our journey started. There was a conversion that happened. The Quarry is started by me and Vishal. We both are brothers. And there was a conversion happened over the weekend. He was also working on the government projects, but his
Sure.
application of improving customer experience was different than what my experience was. So this was when we were coming up with ideas to build some product like Quarry, which can not only understands, helps brands connect with their users, but also helps them understand, which is a very important thing for brands. If you want to survive today in the market, you really need to understand your users, and that's what Quarry is doing. We launched our product in 2021. Initially, we got a good tractions from our initial early adopters. We launched a survey platform. If you see the journey of all the experience management platforms like Qualtrics, SurveyMonkey, Spring, and so other companies, they start their journey as a survey platform, and that's what we started in 2021.
Sure.
Um, in 2022, we started nailing down more towards more building more products towards a customer feedback management, where you can not only talk to your users, but if they are not happy, you can create a service ticket and follow up with them so that you can reduce churn, in that way. So in 2020, we shifted a focus towards taking that in building a customer experience platform. That's what we have. Two products right now in Quarry. One is a
Okay.
customer experience platform, and second is user insight platform. The user insight platform that we have something we built recently in Quarry in 2023.
Got it. So it sounds like, and did you say it was your brother that was one of the original founders with yourself?
We both are founders of
Fan
Quarry.
Fantastic. Yeah. I know I actually started my last company with my brother as well. So I think we have a little bit of common ground there. That's really exciting. And I think, whether it's someone that you're uh, you know, intimately familiar with, that you've worked with in the past, or you have a deeper understanding of, and there's nothing,
Mhm.
nothing more than a brother or family member to have a better understanding of compatibility or not. And that's the key. You spend a lot of your time and a lot of your life and energies, focused on your work. And so it sounds like the solution itself is not only something that you're using internally, but obviously helping many, many other companies to be able to get the right type of data back from their customers.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started with Vishal. I was not only being a brother, we actually worked together in previous project in Capital One. Right.
Okay.
I'm a younger brother, so we worked together when I started my career. I came to US on my masters, and
Okay.
after my masters, I did an internship in Capital One. I worked with him on one of the projects there. So we worked outside, uh, even the work environment. Also, we worked together on a few projects together.
Capital One.
Um,
Never heard of that company before.
Capital One is, yeah, we were part of a Spark. The credit card, the Spark credit card of
Sure.
Capital One.
Sure.
We were part of the launch team.
Okay.
Uh,
So you've had some intimate experience
yeah,
with a lot of the technology.
yeah.
Neat.
So and and that's what we in Quarry, when we are building, we both bring in different skill set. He's good in building products. I'm good in doing marketing.
Sure.
So we work together. I manage product marketing for Quarry. He manage all the looking into uh, where the Quarry needs to go. So we work together in a way to giving the direction where Quarry should go in future.
And I think
Uh,
that's so important, having, one or more partners, or even if it's, someone within your organization that has complementary skills. I think that obviously makes it a lot easier to get the product to market, and really be able to get the feedback from your customers to deliver, what your customers are looking for.
that is what we leverage. Or we have a good fortune that we use our own platform to talk to our own customers. Um, and that is where we got an idea to build a user insight platform last year.
Now,
Um,
at a high level, can you give our listeners just a really high level overview of the main solution, um, you know, that Corey provides?
sure. So using Quarry, if you are first time coming to Quarry, we give you when you log in, we give you an option to uh, install the code snippet on your platform. So using Quarry, what we do, if you're in product team or customer experience team, you can do user research. You can research about your customers, collect their insights. Now, when you're collecting the insights, there are ways like you ask users by launching survey, um, or by looking into their behavior or engagement data. In Quarry, you can do all of that. The starting process for that is installing SDK onto the platform.
Okay.
Once that SDK is installed, We listen to all the user events that are happening on the product. On the client side, we listen to what pages they're visiting, where they are, what features they're accessing, and we really deeply integrate in their user journey. And when they, by leveraging those events, user events, they can do a targeted user feedback. These are like in product studies. You can ask questions about how was their experience using the product. They can collect open text feedback. They can do video interviews, inquiry. We have time to time heard from our users that the survey that they create on our platform is very personalized. And you can also create a very engaging experience using our video interviews. Users doesn't need to install anything. It happens right from the browser. Many times we have heard from, when we are talking to brands, they are a bit of hesitant about collecting feedback. Like, not many users are actually participating, and that's where we started exploring another path, where how can we get to know about the users who are not talking to you? How can you understand their pain points and motivations?
And that's something very interesting that you mentioned, looking at behaviors. I think that is very insightful.
Yeah, that is, we keep when we started building this idea, I started talking to the product team and product managers, and I was looking into numbers like, how many what is your success campaign looks like uh, in your standpoint when you're running a survey for a product. And I was surprised to get the answer like 5% of the user feedback is considered a successful campaign. It's a very low number of users are actually participating in the survey to
Sure.
come up with idea. That's why you need to look into their behavior data, where you can replay their sessions, do the reverse engineering on how they have been using your product, and how they're engaging with your product pages and website pages. That gives a lot of idea what you need to do and validate some of your goals and objectives around your product. Um, so that way you also can learn from things that your customer is not telling you.
Makes a lot of sense. And, it's interesting because obviously you're able to gather a larger data set. And clearly, from, anyone who's done surveys or been involved in the area, that, to have results that are statistically, what would they call it, statistically meaningful,
Yeah.
you really need to have a large enough data set. And if you only have a very small number of people responding, it's hard to collect enough data to have results that can give you clear insight.
That is true. Back in my Comcast days, we used to look into numbers like NPS numbers.
Sure.
And all the organization, there are a lot of projects and initiatives were based off the NPS number, improving that number for the
Okay.
companies. And that is not, when you are working with numbers, the quantitative numbers, that doesn't really know, you don't really know from your customer standpoint what actually is leading your customers to have a poor experience with your brand.
Makes
That's
sense.
why you need to look into uh, the behavioral data to really uncover their poor experience, what value they are trying to get from your product. And when you are doing a value assessment, you get to see where what are the areas that you as a brand needs to improve to continuously deliver for your target audience. That's why you should, even if you look into user data, user session data, there are a ton of data that is there. We also see like a lot of product teams are not very well knowledgeable on how to use that data.
Right.
So that's why we advise teams to come up with their own hypothesis first. When you're working with this ton of data, um, if you don't know what you're looking for, that insight is meaningless. So first time when somebody is launching survey on our platform, first thing we ask, you should set some goals and objective, what kind of outcome you're trying to achieve from this data. And when you're analyzing the insight, that's when this goals and objective that you have set is going to help you identify the areas for your improvements.
Makes good sense. So let me ask you, just to because I think we glossed over it. But when you were starting the company at the beginning,
Mhm.
um, can you give a little bit of background in terms of some of the early challenges you had in terms of getting things off the ground?
Yeah, so one of the challenges we had initially, so getting early customers for our platform, and is, as you know, we launch in marketplaces. We had a few successful marketplace launches. We
Sure,
got uh, good response from there. But the survey that you create on our platform, initially, when you create a survey on our platform, you can see how aesthetic and intuitive our survey looks. So people started comparing us with a platform like Typeform, Video Ask. That was the initial challenge that we had, like as a platform that was as a product, as a founder of Quarry, that was not the vision for Quarry to go.
sure.
um, so positioning is something we struggle with initially, and that's what we tried to answer that by building product towards where we wanted to go. Like we introduced integrations with other tools. We introduce new features that continuously cater to where we want the target audience that we had in mind. So positioning was a challenge for us.
Makes a lot of sense. No, and I think, it's something obviously, you can see where the product is at now and it's brilliant, but obviously there's a journey involved in getting to where you are, and unfortunately it's not just a straight line up. There's always a lot of bumps along the way. And as far as the platform itself, how do you figure out what new features to release and where to put your efforts in terms of delivering updates and things like that as a SaaS solution?
We are so for what to build for our own product. What we Number one, we talk to our users. Today, I'll
Okay.
give an example. Today, when you're creating a survey, we ask questions. What you need to what features you like, what kind of improvements you want to see on our platform. That's
Okay.
one way we are collecting information from our platform users. And at the same time, we are also doing a market research, talking to our target audience outside of our platform as well, looking into what other platforms they are using other than Quarry. We are building integrations with those platforms. And our target audience is product manager, user research team for
Okay.
user insight platform. So we look into the jobs to be done framework to understand uh, what they are trying to achieve in their job, and how Quality can complement their in their regular BAU work. So that's where what how we do it. We do two-way approach. Once we talk to our users and also talk to our target audience and see what they are using today and how Quarry can be helpful in their job.
Very nice. Now, as far as where the solution's at right now, are there some recent innovations and new features that you've added or that you're working on that your team is particularly proud of?
Yeah, there are two features we launched. You might have seen today I had sent out an update on my LinkedIn about user segmentation. Um, we just released yesterday. That feature I'm very proud of. This is very important for connecting with the customers at the right moment in the journey. As soon as they had some experience with the brand, that's where user segmentation that we have built is going to complement that experience. Today, you can create a user segment based off the product usage, the user events, their contact variables, and once the segment is created, you can send out a survey asking them questions. What was their experience? I'll give an example with Quarry. Right, today, anytime people are visiting our insight pages, we we create a segment of those users, and we send out an email survey to them asking questions like, how was your experience using our dashboards and insights? And that's a
Okay.
complete journey experience that we have created through user segmentations. And second feature that we launched in December, that's most recent one as well. That feature was a conversion funnel. So when you are analyzing your product activation events and adoption events through conversion funnel, you can not only see the numbers that are dropped, you can not only see the bounce rate, the drop rates in the funnel, but you can also get to see the users that dropped and their you can leverage the user behavioral data to understand what experience led them to drop in between the funnel. And the product teams can really utilize these informations to improve their product and find new product opportunities for them.
And what I was going to say is, as far as the solution itself, obviously you mentioned there's quite a few companies using the platform. Are most of the companies in a specific industry or a specific size of company, or does it span across different industries and organization sizes and the like?
We are designed for attack product companies, and usually what we have seen for fully utilize all the capabilities of Quarry, um, startups are not designed for something like Quarry. You need to have some sort of product marketing function in your team. You are actually doing some sort of user research. And what we have seen is the companies who have either achieved a product market fit or very early in the product market fit can really see the value in what we deliver in our platform. Industry, we are focused on tech industries, and
Okay.
most of the size of the company that we are focused on is a mid market to enterprise.
Very nice. Okay. So it really can span across different organization sizes and the like, and different industries. Is there a typical, when a company first adopts the platform, is it usually a user or two, or is it used across the company, or what is the licensing model? How does it work on that?
So we have defined to touch base on entire customer life cycle.
Okay.
So we have a two product, customer experience platform and user insight platform. User insight platform is for product teams, like you have product
Right.
marketing team, product marketing manager, product managers, UX, UI, UX teams. You can really use user insight platform. The customer experience team is about for founder, CEO, and who has a CX functions. Like most of the time, we see this in enterprise clients.
Yeah.
They look into high level entire brand, from marketing to the customer service and everything in between.
Okay.
So they use our platform, customer experience platform, to manage their entire brand customer experience using our platform. So using Quarry, you can activate listening on all the channels, whether it's a
Okay.
sales, marketing, your product, your customer service. You start collecting feedback, collect user insights, and once you have that insight, you can make decisions and standardize informations to improve your product and brand. At the same time, you can also do follow up with them. That is what CX team is designed, the customer service team is designed for. If somebody is not happy with your service, you can do a follow up with them with a service ticket on Zendesk, Salesforce, Freshdesk. And that's what Quarry, if you see the end to end, Quarry is designed for entire brand.
Makes sense. Okay. And so that helps out a lot in terms of understanding, where the product fits and all of that. As far as some of the, I don't know, if you were to say like some of the key milestones in the growth and the achievements that your team has put together, what stands out in your mind over the years? I know they say 6 months on the internet is like a decade in any other industry, so really, you said 2021, so that's you guys are all dogs.
Yeah, it was interesting time after COVID. We launched right in
Yeah.
COVID, and we did not expect that much of a success in 2021. This was we were just doing trial and error back in 2021 to see what sticks to our audience. And since 2021, our main goal was to have more and more people know about Quarry, use Quarry platform, and that is what we have been proud of. Like since in 2022, I remember we did around 1.3 million survey, and this year we did around 2.7 million survey. We ended 2.7 in 2023. So every year we are growing 200% on platform usage. Now we are looking to monetize that through our product offering, through like different product that we are launching. We are trying to monetize that through those offerings. Our goal always been around how we can, if you see today how we acquire most of our customer, our top channel for acquiring customer is through a referral.
Okay.
And that has been very strong. Sign of a strong business is having a referral traffic contributing to your financial values. And that's what has been for Quarry. Quarry gets most of the traffic, most of the referral traffic from our own existing platform users.
Really exciting. It's really exciting. And I know that obviously it's a big market with a lot of competitors, but if you were looking from the outside in, from one of our listeners that may be comparing the solution to other options that they have, is there a point or two that really stand out about Quarry that really sets it apart from other solutions that are out there that some of our listeners may be looking at?
So if want to compare us, you can compare us with Spring. Spring is a new company. They also are in the same user insight platform, is the same market that we are competing.
Okay.
And we are actually on the level, the product capabilities that we have, the features, we are at the Qualtrics level. So if you're comparing us, you can compare us with Qualtrics, Mendeley, and Spring.
Very nice.
And think of that Qualtrics with the Typeform kind of server. That's what we are. The server that you get is not a boring server. It's very conversational and interactive server that you can get out of our platform.
I mean, to me, it seems like a super friendly platform. From the UX and everything is really, really very well thought out. So I think, to me, that is very important in the space.
Yep. Yeah, initially when in 2021, if you see, we launched a video interview, and that was super popular back in 2021. Video interview was you as a survey creator create an experience asking questions, and your audience can respond back by recording themselves from smartphone. They don't need to install anything. And in COVID, when all the video conferencing and the video tools were getting popularity, your Quarry got a lot of popularity in that video interview side. And the same experience, if you see today, what we have been doing other places, it really complements our offering, our core offering of in-product studies, traditional survey. It really complements our entire product.
Makes good sense. And as far as just in this segment of the market, if you were looking, as obviously a product expert within your space, what are some of the trends that you're seeing at a high level?
We are seeing on the inside side, the brands are moving away from the quantitative data analysis to qualitative data analysis because of AI.
Okay.
What AI is doing, the things were already there. With Google and Amazon already had that offering, but what OpenAI did opened up a new conversation. A lot of brands have started trusting more on what AI generates, and that's where at the same time the quantitative data you might have seen in enterprise clients. If you're working enterprise clients, earlier, but I know 10 years back, I give an example in Comcast, we used to measure NPS. NPS was a benchmark how well the brand is doing. But over a period of time, the trust in the NPS and other metric, quantitative data has gone down because the leadership somehow has misused that metric for self promotions. So, and at the same time, the open AI and the AI has made it brought more trust in the quality data that you're collecting through video interviews, through open text feedback on survey or reviews, um, and your interaction with this customer service team. Now with AI, you can really understand why your customer had a poor experience, and you can understand what led them to that experience. With AI, you can break that data down into the sentiments. You can create a theme and create a theme. You can also monitor what product features has led into that poor experience, and you can improve your product for
Yeah, really exciting. I mean, thinking of the possibilities, not like the old-fashioned surveys where you pick from a list of a few answers and that was that. Really being able to ask open-ended questions and draw insight from large amounts of data with AI. It's unbelievable.
yeah. The model has matured, and what we used to see when we used to go on calls for our enterprise clients, this was the most asked feature. Can you do sentimental AI? Can you do qualitative data analysis? And how well versed your product is for in that sense. But now we are seeing a lot of mid-market companies, also the smaller companies, that are looking for this feature, and that is a good thing. um, Early on, when you start investing more time on what your users are feeling, and looking to open-ended feedback is a one way to understand why they are feeling in a way that they are saying.
Great. And I know I can hear some of our listeners saying, well, you've told us all about the solution. Can you show it to us? So I don't know if you have a screen tab
I,
that you could
I can
share with the,
share.
yeah, that
So
would be really great.
let
There's a little
me
down
let me
arrow
let me
there.
give rundown on what we. I will give you walk down on some of our platform features.
Sure. No, that's fantastic. And I think, from my end, just understanding the different areas where the technology can be used. You mentioned a bunch of different spaces, a bunch of different platforms, so that would be interesting as well.
Sure. So when you are coming to Quarry today, we you can create um, various type of survey project types. Like you can do launch a traditional survey, which is you can launch it on email, SMS, share by link. You can do video interviews using our video feedback. Uh, you can do input of feedback. This is where you can target users on your product. While they are using the product, you can ask a targeted questions. The targeted questions can be based off your feature they're accessing and relevant to the user journey. And we also do usability testing. So if you have a new product that you're launching, you have a mock-up designed on Figma, you can do a usability testing on your Figma design using our concept and usability testing project. We have a session recording as well, just like Hotjar and Full Story. We also have a session recording. With the session recording, you get to understand your user behavior, their engagement. Out of the box, when you are creating session recording, you can see heat map and also monitor the conversion funnel.
Okay.
And with the banner, we also give you option. Not only do you can do research, you can also re-engage with your users. If you have a complex product, um, there are a lot of ways you can improve your product, but sometimes there is no way to answer to the product development. That's when the banners are useful. You
Makes
can
sense.
intervene at the right moment in your customer journey, intervene and guide them through banners on the next part of the journey. And that's where we launch banners. And this is six core project types we support today. I'll quickly show you our events. Like today, when you are launching in product story, today you can create no code events through our platforms. Like basically, once the SDK is installed, you can create events like pages they are visiting. You can create your rules, and you can define what is going to lead to trigger this event, what user event is going to lead to this trigger event. Now, this is very useful if you are not from a technical background and you want to launch this study in minutes with our SDK install. You don't need to code for anything. This is all given by our out of the box through our SDK.
Which I think is so important because I'll be honest with you, maybe I'm dating myself, but a lot of the early tools were required just so much technical expertise to implement that they were almost ineffective. With this, it seems, out of the box. I mean, I think of, back in the early days of, checkout and e-commerce, integrating different payment methods. And nowadays, anyone can install Stripe and be up and running with every payment method instantly in minutes. So, this is really exciting.
That is true, and that's what we wanted to target. When we first started working in product studies, our first goal was to launch that events. Was the reason, like when product manager ideally they want to launch this kind of studies, and when they are working with the engineering team to code for in product study, it takes weeks for them to launch one study. And we are
Sure.
talking about doing frequent studies and talking to the user. It is going to slow down the entire process for critical process of talking to the users. So that's why no code event is kind of that we have built. It really complements that. If you don't have engineering background, don't know how to code, you can use our events to start launching study and start talking to users. You don't really need to understand. You really don't need to talk to your engineering team to launch anything, launch something new, something new product.
Fantastic.
So when you create an event, I'll show you one of our in product study. So let's say, for example, this is a closed one. You can create, you can see, you can design your survey, add your questions, welcome page. We do support a lot of question types. You can do video questions. This is what I was talking about. You can ask your user to respond back by video interviews. This is what video question is doing. And you can enable that. Like, let me show you this. Like, this is what it looks like. So when this question is shown, they can click on this and they record them from the smartphone.
Okay.
Once the survey is created, you can either share by link. Depending on this is an in product study, so we give them option to do QR code, so share by link, in product study, email. We also do SMS, two-way SMS survey as well. So completely all the survey will be done through SMS. That's in directional survey. But let's say, for example, I want to launch an in product study. Here we can choose how to show them the survey, either through micro survey or button or prompt. You can design the prompt, or you can design the banner. You might have seen this in your past using any of the product, and you can design how you want to place them. Now the event that we created, whenever events that has created on query, now you can actually select, let's say, for example, when somebody is creating the survey, and whenever that event is triggered for a user, I want to show them this survey, I can select that event. I can also be very specific about selecting my audience. I can select audience, like say for if it's a logged in user, I can choose based on the plan. Like I want to just run this study only for my free plan users, and I can do that. I can be very specific and hyper targeted by selecting my audience here. And once I'm done, I can hit publish, and my survey will be live on my product.
Wow. That's crazy.
And on the dashboard side, you can see we don't charge. This is where we provide a lot of meaningful information for the teams. You can check out your NPS scoring. You can check out how your NPS is trending over a period of time. Now this is a closed survey. There. You can see how this trend is trending over a period of time, what people are talking about, the score over a period of time, the trends, and what other things that they are talking about. This is what I was talking about, the sentiment AI, right? So this is where like what actually when your NPS is low, which part of your product is impacting your NPS, and this is where you can get to see the relevancy between what customer is talking about and how is that impacting your brand overall. You can check out the rating, trends. We do text AI inquiry. You can see this is the text AI. You can see you can group your topics in the you can group your entities in the topic and see how that's been trending,
Right.
the sentiments over a period of time, and the sentiment here. You can also do keyword analysis, and this is same for all the traditional survey and the in product story. When you are launching, and this is what I want to show you, when you are launching a session recording, the insights are a little bit different. Here is we are designed to show you what all the user session informations, like what number of sessions happen, what is the bounce rate, drop rate, what pages are getting most engagement, where you're getting traffic from. And this all information is like, if you're from a UX team and product team, you want to improve your user experience by addressing the concerns that are being mentioned in these insights, like rage click and errors, you will deliver better user experience to your products. You can check out the session recording.
Yeah.
You can replay the sessions and see what user has been doing, how user has been accessing your product. You can also check out the heat maps. You can see how user has been, what part of your pages are getting most engagement, where you need to improve your call to actions on your pages to improve product adoptions, and all that information is kind of shown here.
So really, really very, very complete in terms of the capabilities.
Yeah, we have designed for keeping entire brand in mind. So if you are for product team, session recording is going to be very useful. If you are for CX team, the traditional survey is going to be very useful. So we have keep design entire product, keeping entire brand in mind. You can see this. I was not showing the right.
Got
You can
it.
see the heat map.
Yeah.
So this is a heat
Wow.
map. You can see where the people are moving and where you need to, like, people are clicking here. So
You know,
and
what's interesting to me is I'm looking at the solution from this angle, and it really does go along with a lot of the trends that we're seeing in SaaS. I think there's a lot of companies are feeling burnout in terms of the volume of tools that they have for getting to their desired outcome, and it seems like you've incorporated so many capabilities into one platform that that really resonates. I'm sure with a lot of companies that are in that part of the market where they're really trying to consolidate their tools.
yeah, that is. So if you see in a big data, what happened in big data when the big data came in, brands started consolidating all the data points into one place and started building reports to really understand the users and really understand the brand. That is what we are doing here. You don't need to deal with the data. If you are using Quarry today, you can get to see how how your users are using product. And if you're looking and if you're trying to look into the raw data, it takes a lot of effort to get the meaningful information out of that raw data. And with Quarry, you are actually saying how they're using and their engagement information. This is where you can get to see. You don't need to spend hours and hours to really understand what your users are doing with your product. You just need to just come to Quarry, look into our dashboards and insights, and see how they are using it. Validate your hypothesis using our data, because there's ton of information even in the Quarry. You need to have some hypothesis that you can validate, and if you have hypothesis, you can use Quarry. That this data that we are providing, you can really leverage that benefit of this data to your benefit. And
Now, are there certain teams within an organization that you're seeing use different features, or is it pretty well across the board? Most of the teams are using the full feature set.
so we are saying this specifically use the session recording and the banners, and in product study we see mostly been used by product teams. We see traditional survey most and the closed feedback loop being used by uh, the customer service team and customer experience teams. The traditional survey usually used by sales and marketing team also. So the different features for different teams.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
And this is specifically for product teams. If you're in product teams and doing user research, this is going to be really help you understand what users are doing with your platform. And we also have a funnel. Funnel, you can see all the analysis of the funnel, how their funnels are doing. And one good thing about, you might have seen the mix panel, you can see this, you can create the similar funnels in mix panel. One good thing about Query is you not only see the numbers, you can also see the recordings of the user sessions that has dropped in between the funnel. So you can replay there and see, find out what you need to do. And our filters are very dynamic. We also have a filters here that's going
Right.
to help you do any sort of a targeted audience study. Like say for example, you want to, we also do it internally to see today we have a users coming from marketing, product team, or customer experience team. We do analysis on who are seeing most value from our platform, and that's where our filters are very useful. You can create a filters here, and using filters, you can feel using filters, you get to segment your users for the study.
Very nice. And that leads me to my next question. So I'll ask it now. Can you give an example of, I'm not sure if you can, but can you give an example of a real company that's using the solution and some of the ways in which they've used it and the results that they've seen that would help our listeners understand?
Go ahead. So one of the popular Italian grocery brand, it's like a much like a Costco in Italy, Scelgo Spa. They have been using our platform. What they have been doing is anytime there is a customer walking in the store, um, they are or they are placing order online on from their store online.
Okay.
They have launched a traditional survey, so they do email survey and a website survey on their website. And what they have done, they have created this survey, and they ask two-part questions, like how was your experience, experience inside the store, how was their experience purchasing online, and they use that information to narrow down. They have 6 and 7 outlets in Italy, so these outlets, they measure across all the outlets which outlet is doing better, which outlet they need to do improvements, and they get to see, they really look into how each of the stores and outlets are doing, and look into their NPS numbers, their open text feedback, to see where they need to provide more training to their employees, uh, or what areas they need to improve on that outlet, so that they can have better customer experience for their stores.
Very nice. And what was the name of that company you said?
Scelgo Spa.
Okay. And they're in Italy. Very nice.
They are like a Costco of Italy.
I got it. And are there any other companies that are using it maybe in a different way? That's kind of interesting.
We had a company from Netherlands, Porter Buddy. They were using to improve their delivery experience. They are like a USPS of Italy, for Netherlands.
Okay.
Um, they deliver packages, and they use Quarry to measure how the delivery experience is. We also work with the company called Moment House. That's that company is also using for they host a live artist
Right.
for entertainment, and they collect they improve that. So this is a live, so they basically, after after that show ends, they collect feedback on how the show went, and how was there any platform problems. They use Quarry to see what they can do to improve the platform overall.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Really exciting. Just so many different possible uses. It's crazy. And what I don't know if you heard on the news today, but there was just an announcement that I believe it's Netherlands, although it might be Finland, is investing from the government $200 million. They're setting aside as a fund for AI companies to do research.
Oh, that's uh, first time I'm hearing, but that's good news.
Yeah, it's actually the Dutch government just announced that.
Got it. Yeah, it's going to be. I don't think we are going to get away from AI. Everybody has to adapt. It's
Yeah,
going to
no,
make our
and
life easier.
it's interesting. I think at the end of the day, there's obviously a lot of excitement around AI, but there's also a lot of question marks as well. And I think at a high level, from where I sit, from speaking with so many different founders and different companies and different organizations implementing AI, I think at the end of the day, the message is that while AI might transition some positions, it opens up the opportunity for those individuals to work in different higher level functions that will allow the organizations to get ahead, and takes away a lot of things that can be automated. And just I don't think it replaces people. I think it maybe changes what people are doing on in their day-to-day positions.
That is true. That is true. What That is what we are actually exploring Quarry's options as well for next year. Um, we have been talking to product teams, and what we are saying is that if you have ton of data, making how can you use leverage? How can you leverage AI to uh, build some sense out of that data? And AI, being AI, there is going to reduce their effort to at least for 60 to 70% spend, rather than spending time learning about users from that data. If AI can do it in matter of minutes, why can't we use AI just to complement your job, right? So we are looking in ways where how we can use AI to uncover some of the user habits from you saw we already have a data related to the product and the user interactions, and we are actually leveraging AI. We are planning to leverage AI to uncover user habits from that data, and then we are very excited about that use case when we do it. This is going to complement all the things that proteins are suffering today.
Right, and it sounds like obviously you've done a lot of use of your own product within your own company. And what are some of the things that you've found out that have helped you to evolve as a company by using your own solution? Are there specific types of measurements you've taken that have been able to help you grow?
We we decided to use our own platform for our own everything that we do in Quarry. We use our own platform, and that has helped us um, with a lot of gaps that you might see in use cases. Like we want to build use cases, we want to do the complete use cases.
Okay.
So when we do survey, we do analysis on our users, we use entirely our own product. And I, being a product marketing function, my job is to make sure product is aligned towards my target audience, and Vishal is aligned towards building a product. So being I'm not very involved with the product, I'm in the product decision making, but at the same time, being I'm trying to be a consumer of that product so that I can fill in the gaps that product has for the target audience that we are going after.
That's the way to do it. It really is the way to put out the best product. And I don't know if this is something you can share with us or not, but I'll ask anyways. You mentioned some of the features that you've released recently that you're really proud of. Are there new things on the roadmap that the team is working on that you're looking forward to being able to add to the tool set in the near future?
Yeah, so one feature I already told you about is we are working on AI part where we already have a user interaction information. So AI will be there for uncovering some of the user habits. So that's one feature that is going to go live soon.
Sure.
Um, Other thing that we are trying to address uh, from the platform standpoint is low response rate, low involvement of the users in the feedback collection journey. And what we are building towards is today when somebody is not participating in the website survey, you can follow up with that on the email or SMS. You can create very complex funnels, and that's what we are. That funnel is going to actually you might have seen the similar funnels in cold emails and other type of email softwares. We are boring that idea into Quarry and we are planning to launch a survey funnels for our audience. That's
Very
coming soon.
nice. Yeah, that'll be exciting. And I think we almost should have had you over for dinner because I know you're next Tuesday joining us on the AI webinar that we have on customer service. So that'll be interesting, and be able to spend some time on that, and it should be a lot of fun. I really appreciate all of the details there. Are there any plans for growing further over and above where you're at now, or like different strategies moving forward, or just kind of staying along the same path to continue growing as you have been?
We are shifting towards we are positioning product for product teams. So you might see in next couple of weeks, you might see all entire website change for product teams.
Sure.
We are trying different channels. We are looking exploring influencer marketing. This is the first time I'm also excited to leverage that channel for our customer acquisitions. I'm working with a lot of influencers to create content around us.
Well,
For
hopefully not the same influencers that have convinced both my teenage daughters to buy Stanley mugs.
I hope not. I hope not. These are B2B created. I'm very excited. I'm very the influencer space in B2C is pretty profound.
Yeah.
Um, but B2B is still needs to be tested, and we are trying to test that out for Quarry for this
Yeah,
year.
no, very interesting. Well, for any of our listeners that are looking to get up and running with the solution, I know there's the free trial offer, and we'll leave a link to that in the show notes. But can you just at a different level, for companies that are looking to get started with the solution and are wondering, what are the different? Can you
Mhm.
talk a little bit about the different options?
So we have two platforms, and you can see two plans are two platforms. We have one plan for customer experience platform. You get the traditional survey and the closed feedback loop features in that plan. Another plan is product experience. That plan you get session recording, heat map, conversion funnel, traditional survey. You get yeah in product surveys. You can always request that feature if you need. Um,
Okay,
so those two plans we have it based on the needs and based on your requirement. We suggest to sign up for one or another plan, and that's the
got it.
possible pathway for free trial users like us. We have a one active survey today. We are actually moving away from free trial. For free trial users, they need to have a demo going forward. So you might see all the free trial users will go through demo going
Makes
forward.
sense. Yeah,
And
obviously you want people to get the most out of the solution.
yeah, and if you really want to see our platform in action, we have a every Thursday we have a webinar, group demo webinars that you can join.
Oh, okay, fantastic. And is the solution licensed per user, per company? How is the solution licensed?
Is by projects. So
By
if you have
project, okay.
yeah, so we are trying different model for our pricing. You might have seen a lot of brands are charging based on number of daily active users. Hotjar and other platforms are doing that. We are not doing. We are not charging based on number of active users on of your platform. We are charging based on number of projects that you're creating.
Got it. Okay, fantastic. Well, really appreciate your taking the time out to join us on Software Spotlight this week. I think that really gives all of our listeners a great understanding and a deeper level look at the platform, and that's fantastic. Coming up on our next edition of the Software Spotlight, we'll have Ovi Nigrin. He's a entrepreneur, actually a serial entrepreneur, driven to help small businesses succeed. In 2016, after exiting his previous startup, he founded a company, Social Bee. It's an all-in-one social media management platform that's helped over 10,000 users effortlessly grow their brands across social and different social channels. From a two-person team to over 30 employees now, Social Bee embodies his values of customer centricity, quality, and nurturing talent. So be sure to join us on the podcast next week for that episode. And be sure to visit our website, softwareoasis.com, to access our free weekly AI newsletter and sign up for our upcoming 2024 webinar series. And joining us from DC, Manoj Rana, I really would like to thank you for taking the time to tell us more about Corey.
Thank you.